Okay, I'm back, you guys. So I'm going to start the video now. Okay, so I remember I told you I was at Massasoit and Chicago Avenue in the 800 block of Massasoit. So I'm going to turn down. I'm all on the curb. Okay, so I'm going to turn down this way. So I'm going southbound now. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going southbound now through the alley in the 800 block of Massasoit. Okay, so it was a night like tonight because it was in summer. And this is where, I'm not going to stop too long because there's people back here, but this is about where she was. You know, you don't want people to see you looking at them because there's so much going on. But this is where she would have traveled. She would have traveled through this alley. And this is taking me up to Chicago Avenue. Okay, so now remember, she has all these drugs in her system and alcohol, okay? So I'm getting ready to turn eastbound out of this alley, and I'm on Chicago Avenue. And I'm going to be calling out the cameras and stop signs and all those things to show you that I'm at Parkside now, and there is a surveillance camera up here at Parkside and Chicago Avenue. And had she been moving, I'm going to make a right turn going down Central Avenue now. Now there's also a security camera, also red light cameras at this location. So if she was under the influence of all these things, these cameras would have caught her condition or erratic driving, you know, or anything of that sort. This officer, ex-officer, but he was employed by CPD at the time. He wants us to believe, again, that when she arrived to 15th and Western, which is where his vehicle was parked, that she was all messed up. He claimed that she asked him, so I'm going southbound on Central Avenue. And if you watch this video and you don't live in Chicago, this is the west side of Chicago. Okay, so we have multiple stoplights that she would have had to go past, you know. And if she was this discombobulated, this disoriented, it's no way she would have even maybe been able to do what I'm doing now, and that's stop at a red light. So his claim is she called him. This is what his claim is, Charlie Bell. He claims that she called him around 9 o'clock, which would have been around the time she left the location on Massasoit and Augusta. Massasoit and Chicago, forgive me. And asked him, can I come back to your house? Can I come over to your house? So he says. He tells her yes. But if you got somebody that's that messed up like he claimed, he should have been able to hear this in her voice. And any rational person would have said, no, don't come here. So now I'm at Central and Lake. There are surveillance cameras up here. There are security cameras up here. So they would have been able to catch if she'd have ran a red light, you know, or anything like that. So I want to continue to emphasize This was supposed to be somebody that was completely messed up. This was supposed to be somebody that died within hours of arriving at this location that belonged to the ex-CPD officer, Charlie Bell. Help me, you guys. Help me with this. You all messed up with all these chemicals. Some of these chemicals keep you up. Some of them bring you down. They mix together. It's no way. It's no way. Somebody would have noticed something. We all drive, and we notice when somebody seems to be intoxicated because they be swerving in and out of the lanes. And the first thing we say is, I'm finna get from over by them. Or some people might call 911. You know, I see a car. Here's the license plates. They appear to have been drinking. So, I'm at Central and Madison now, and there are security cameras there. Okay, it's 8:55, so I've been driving for what, about 10 minutes? For about 10 minutes, because she left, according to video footage as well, she left that location at Massasoit and Augusta at 8:57 p.m. And this is the way she would have been going. And remember, you guys, this was on a weekday, not a weekend. This was a weekday, a Wednesday. Her body was pronounced dead that Thursday morning, which was the 19th of August. And we, her family, we didn't find out that she had passed away until the next day, which was Friday, the 20th of August. So I'm now at Jackson and Central. And you know they have these speed limits as well. So, you know, how could somebody be driving and they nod now? They got all these, they got enough stuff in their system to kill them, so he says. Because remember, he's saying that when she got there, she was in this condition. We know that's, again, it's impossible. And if I sound repetitive, that's because I want you to continue to focus on the fact that nobody would be able to physically perform this activity. To get behind a wheel and drive this far, stop at stoplights, stop at stop signs, and drive within the rules of the road in that condition. So now I'm at Harrison and Central, and I'm going to the 290 expressway. I'm gonna get on eastbound, and I'm going to take that to Western Avenue. Okay? Okay. So I'm at the expressway at Central and the 290. And so far, I think I'm at 8:58. Okay. Okay, so I'm now getting ready to get on the 290 Eisenhower. Okay, and you know that there are cameras posted in certain areas of the expressway. So, Lord Jesus, give me traveling grace to show the last moments of my niece's life. Okay, so you guys, this is what Treasure would have had to been doing. So remember now, guys, she's intoxicated. She's heavily sedated with drugs. You know, because a lot of the stuff that they say they found in her body sedates the body. It brings the body down to where the motor skills of our body can no longer function. And then when you mix all of these things together, you got a tragedy. So this is what he wants us to believe that she did. And I'm driving at 55 miles an hour, 50. You have other cars that are driving on this expressway as well. They going in and out of traffic. They going at fast speed. Some of them going faster than I am. And this is what she would have had to go through. I mean, it's bad enough for somebody who is only drunk from alcohol. But we're talking about somebody who it is alleged had alcohol and all of these substances in their system. So she would have had to be a superwoman to be able to do what he claims she did. So I'm now at Independence Boulevard. I'm now at Independence. And I'm gonna go to Western. Okay, so you see on the expressway, it's dark out here. It's dark out here. You know, when you drive in the expressway, you have cars that are entering onto the expressway from the entrance ramps. And you have to be able to pay attention to those cars so you don't collide with them. And I'm in Sacramento now. So just follow along, you guys. You got to please use some common sense to know that it is impossible. It is impossible. And if you know somebody that can do this, I would love to meet them, because I would like to know how on earth could anybody get behind the wheel with that stuff in their body and drive perfectly this distance. I don't see that happening, and it can't happen. Everybody knows with this fentanyl out here, it drops you immediately. It don't give you no mercy. It has no mercy on you. None whatsoever. So now I'm at Western Avenue, I'm sorry, which is 2400 West. Okay? Now, I just came all the way from... And see, now I have to look at my mirrors. I have to make sure I can get over for cars that's getting onto the expressway, as well as me getting off the expressway. So when I get up here on the ramp to Western, I'm going to make a right turn, and I'm going to go southbound. So as I get off, I have to look in my mirror to make sure I can get over. And this is what she would have had to do. Now, I'm up here at Western and the Expressway. And there are surveillance cameras up here. There are surveillance cameras up here. And that means they would have been able to take photos of Treasure's car if she was driving any way erratic, or if she was stopping, or any of those things other than how we are supposed to be driving according to the rules of the road. Okay, so now I'm going southbound, okay? I'm going southbound, and I'm at Harrison and Western. This is really hard for me, you guys, because every time I come to Western now. Okay, so I'm 16 minutes, you guys, into this video, okay? So remember, he's saying all this stuff was in her system. And so far, I've had to drive for 15 minutes, and I haven't made it there yet. And the traffic really wasn't that bad. But it lets you know that she didn't drive around the corner in this condition in which he stated. Okay? So all up and down here, there are surveillance cameras. All up and down these streets, there are surveillance cameras. I came this way before, and they have cameras all up and down the street. So now I'm at Polk and Western. Normally, you know, Western is a busy street. It has buses and 2-lane traffic, and Western normally has a lot of trucks. So now I'm at Taylor and Western. Okay. I'm driving at 30 now, so I am doing the speed limit. Okay, I'm coming up on Ogden Boulevard. I'm at Roosevelt now. Okay, so we have a Shell station where there are people. You know, nobody called in to the police and said, "Hey, I see an erratic driver." So now I'm at Ogden, and there are multiple cameras over here because this street, you know, runs on an angle. And then you have the juvenile detention center over there, so you know they have a lot of surveillance. You have a restaurant and a gas station on that corner. You have the Mobile and the Burger King on that corner. If she was just driving, again, erratic, you would think somebody would have noticed, even as I stopped. And you guys not going to believe it, but there is a car behind me that is the exact car that Treasure had. The exact car, the exact color, right behind me in traffic. I don't believe it. Is that a sign? I don't know. But I'm almost to the place of her death, and her car, or someone with a car like hers, not her car, but it's the exact same color, exact same car behind me. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Now we're almost to the last place where Treasure took her last breath. And okay, I'm crossing 14th Street and Western. Okay, so now I'm coming up on 15th Street, you guys. Oh, all these bumps. Okay. So this is where she would have had to turn. So this street clearly says no outlet. This is where she would have had to turn. Okay. Now, this is the lot. Okay. So you see how dark it is. I'm not going to stay in here long because This is a private lot, but you can see how deserted it is. But this was her friend. She thought this was her friend that she was meeting. And as you can see, there are a lot of potholes and everything. And you see there's nothing but trucks over here. Okay, I won't be able to get out of the car, but I'm going to show you. Oh boy. I mean, so look at all of this. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn around. Okay. So, if you can see right where this, I'm coming up close to this truck. This is where her car was found. Okay? This is where her car was. Between trucks. Now, let me see. I'm gonna go this way. The white truck next to it, that was the RV. Okay. So you see how dark it is back here. How isolated. Nobody could have heard her scream for help. Nobody. This is where her so-called friend told her to meet him when he claimed she called and asked him, could she come over? Okay. And it took me 22 minutes to get here. 22 minutes. So that means she drove 22 minutes, and then her car was backed in, just like that truck, was backed into the spot perfectly. There's no way somebody in that condition could park their car backed in and it be straight. Not crooked, not anything. And then she gets out of the car, he alleges. She leaves all of her windows down. So now I'm coming back out of the lot. And there's a camera on this building right here in front of me. And it took a picture of her entering this lot at 9:47 p.m. Now he claimed she called him at 9. And the camera on this building that you see, camera's right there on the front. That camera took a picture of her vehicle turning into that lot at 9:47. So if it took her 47 minutes to get over here and it took me 22 minutes, you know something was wrong. That's almost an hour. So it's no telling if she had to pull over. I don't know. But I know one thing. She did not drive over here in that condition. She didn't drive over here in that condition. And this was her last stop alive. The next time she left this location, she was in a body bag. She was in a body bag and she had been beat. She had been beaten. I don't know how on earth can I don't know.